G'day world, Chris Hogan coming to you live from Myriad 2018 River City Cruise here on the Brisbane River. Thanks to Everledger and Invest Sunshine Coast for getting Beach City here. And I'm here with Natalie. How are you, Natalie?
I am extremely awesome. Awesomely. Can I say that? I am too happy, too good.
So, very interesting title you had there. We just had a discussion about that. A sea evangelist.
Yeah, I am the evangelist of Blue Frontiers. So, you know that tech companies have an evangelist? Well, we advocate in favor of decentralizing governance by means of creating cities that float. So I am a sea evangelist, but I'm a female, so evangelist.
Very good.
Sea evangelist.
Tell me about one of these cities that float. Which one?
Sure.
Which one?
So we have a project in French Polynesia. We signed an agreement with the government of French Polynesia to build the first ever floating city with special regulatory frameworks in French Polynesia. We are going to have it there by 2021. Also, right now we have a contest so that anybody, no matter where they are in the world, can apply if they want to. Let's say that you live in the coast of, where do you live?
Gold Coast.
Oh, I love it. Okay, I love it. And I'm going to go there tomorrow. So let's say that you want to have a floating city in the Gold Coast. So you submit the application and we guide you through the process until we get legislation that allow us together to build a special economic zone there that flows.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so, floating cities. What's one of the biggest challenges with floating cities? Would it be the waste?
Politics. Politics is the biggest challenge.
Politics.
Yes.
Okay.
Because we live in a world where people have this thing in their mind where they vote and they think that what we should do to organize societies is to delegate our decision making in someone else, and that creates huge biases because it doesn't allow people to take in their own hands their own decision making processes. So we have found that the biggest setback when it comes to establishing your own autonomous territory is the existing regulations. And no, it's not waste. We are actually in Blue Frontiers looking into fully sustainable, fully restorative cities where waste and water is handled with closed loop systems, so nothing will be disposed.
And why is this an important problem to solve? Why is floating cities needed? Why do we need them?
Oh, so many reasons. I'm gonna reply with the title and the subtitle of one of the core books, so probably the core book of the movement that we represent. The title is Seasteading. It's written by Joe Quirk. Seasteading: How Floating Nations Will Restore the Environment, Enrich the Poor, Cure the Sick, and Liberate Humanity from Politicians. So it turns out that if you put a platform there that floats, a floating villa, have you ever seen how when you have a boat stationary for a long time, new life starts attaching underneath? Okay, we want to take that to a whole new level by creating a design where the underwater part of our platforms can attract new life. And we can design the corals and you have a beautiful garden there. So, yeah.
No, that's fantastic. I think that answers my question. And what about agriculture? What about food?
Cool. So we are looking right now into having floating farms on top of floating data centers. So agriculture is core because the idea of us is this is so cool.
He's playing Xavier Rudd and he's mixing it. It's fantastic.
What we want is to be fully sustainable. No, fully autonomous, right? And in order to be autonomous, you also need to think, okay, how are people who live here gonna feed themselves, right? So we have been looking for what are we made for like a year, super focused on trying to see how would a fully autonomous community would feed itself. What type of diet? But wait, we don't want to change people's diet. So how are we gonna feed this number of people that are gonna live in these cities? But so actually, it really depends. If we are very close to a city or to an urban place that already has a very active food market, it's easier, right? Let's say if we built in Tahiti, supposing in French Polynesia in Tahiti, Tahiti has airport, has food, has restaurants and markets, has everything. If we were gonna go to one of the archipelagos that are also in French Polynesia but very far, 7 hours away on a plane, then we would need to set up a land-based camp before we deploy our floating islands. So we are looking at everything, really. Blue Frontiers is amazing.
So what do you want from the Beach City community? What
From the what?
What do you want from the Beach City community? If you could ask something from the community out there, this is, you know, we're global. Beach City is a global company, media company. What do you want?
Two things.
Yeah.
Okay. First, I want every single person who is watching us live right now to go to varyon.io. It's spelled varyon.io, and put your email there so that you can be part of this community by holding one of our tokens. That is the first thing that you should do. And you know why? Because most of life, and you actually know this very well if you are from Australia. Most of life on the planet, and we can see it in Australia, takes place or lives in the coast. That's why in the middle of Australia it's not very populated, right? So most of life takes place and develops where water meets land. So there is a from 3 trillion to 10 trillion market in the future for extending the coastal line of cities. Like, believe me, you will have your floating cities. We'll make it possible. So the first thing that I will say is, if you want to be part of our ecosystem, which you should, by the way, visit varyon.io. And the second thing is that we have an extremely cool contest right now, because if we are all about decentralizing governance, finance, economics, society, we don't want to be the company that goes to a government and says, hey, I want to put a floating city here. So we want people from every part of the world to come to us and say, you know what, you are cool enough, and we are. I want to work with you so that we establish a floating city in the Gold Coast, for example. So visit blue-frontiers.global, and please, no matter where you are in the world, if you think that your location is cool enough and meets certain conditions that you'll see in that website, for us to deploy a floating city there, why don't we just go together and build it? We, Blue Frontiers, will guide you through the whole process of signing an agreement with a government and then finally getting a legislation. That's what we're here for. We want to increase the performance of governance by providing us a floating space. Actually, let me tell you, do we have time?
I think we have to cut it off.
Okay, that's my closing note.
So,
visit those two websites.
And how do people stay in touch with you? What's the best way to do that?
So I'm really open when it comes to communication.
Are you on LinkedIn? Are you on Facebook?
I guess Facebook would be better than LinkedIn. I don't check LinkedIn that often. It's too formal. It's not community bonding.
Natalie, I'm going to ask you to jump on this comment thread. Okay. Jump on this video.
Sivangeles in Telegram. That's my name. Sivangeles in Telegram.
If you jump on and you comment, you'll see everybody's questions and you'll be able to answer them all.
I will.
Woo! Thanks very much.